Welcome, truth seekers. Today we're diving deep into the shadows of history, where fact and fiction blur. We live in a world where stories of clandestine operations, secret government projects, and hidden truths captivate our imagination. But why is that? Why are we so enthralled by the idea of a hidden reality just beyond our reach? The allure of conspiracy theories lies in their ability to make sense of the complex, the confusing, and the seemingly inexplicable. They weave intricate narratives, filling in the gaps of our understanding, and often providing a more exciting or sensational version of events. From the cryptic whispers of secret societies to the dark underbelly of governmental operations, conspiracy theories tap into our deepest fears and curiosities. They challenge our perception of reality, urging us to question the world as we know it. However, these theories often exist on the fringes of public discourse, dismissed as fanciful, outrageous, or simply too shocking to be true. They're seen as the domain of the paranoid, the imaginative, or the simply misguided. But every once in a while, a theory emerges from the shadows of speculation and into the harsh light of truth. These rare instances, when the unbelievable becomes undeniable, shatter our preconceptions, reminding us that truth can indeed be stranger than fiction. These are the theories that, against all odds, turned out to be true, leaving us to grapple with their implications and question our understanding of history, society, and the powers that be. So buckle up as we embark on this journey into the world of conspiracy theories. We're about to delve into 7 instances where the line between conspiracy and reality blurred. From unethical medical experiments to clandestine political operations, we'll uncover tales that have shocked, baffled, and intrigued the world. Join us as we uncover 7 conspiracy theories that, against all odds, turned out to be true. Prepare to have your reality shaken. Starting in 1932, the U.S. Public Health Service embarked on a dark journey into the world of unethical experimentation. They conducted a study on the effects of untreated syphilis, using African American men as unknowing test subjects. These men were never informed about their true condition, nor did they give their consent to be part of such a study. For 40 long years, this study continued, with the men being denied proper treatment, even when penicillin became a proven cure for syphilis. It was a gross violation of human rights, a shocking breach of trust by the medical community, and a stark display of racial inequality. However, the truth remained buried until 1972. This horrific breach of ethics finally came to light, causing widespread public outrage. The fallout from this revelation led to significant changes in medical ethics and patient rights. It served as a grim reminder that the pursuit of knowledge should never overshadow the importance of human dignity. In the early 1960s, the U.S. Department of Defense drafted plans for false flag operations to justify military intervention in Cuba. This covert action plan, known as Operation Northwoods, was a chilling proposal that could have drastically altered the course of history. The plan was audacious and alarming. It proposed staging terrorist attacks on U.S. soil, including the bombing of American ships, and even orchestrating violent terrorism in U.S. cities, all to be blamed on Fidel Castro's Cuba. The objective was clear: create a wave of public outrage and fear, a pretext to launch a full-scale invasion of Cuba. However, it's important to remember that these plans were never executed. They were presented to the Kennedy administration, which promptly rejected them. Yet, the very existence of Operation Northwoods challenges our understanding of governmental boundaries in pursuit of political objectives. It's a stark reminder of the lengths some factions within the government were willing to go in the name of geopolitics. The CIA's MKUltra program is a dark chapter in U.S. history, involving experiments on unwitting subjects to explore mind control techniques. This clandestine operation, launched in the early 1950s, sought to develop methods for manipulating minds and altering human behavior. Unfortunate subjects, often without their knowledge or consent, were subjected to a variety of procedures, including hypnosis, electroshock therapy, and the administration of potent drugs like LSD. The objective? To harness these techniques for interrogation and psychological warfare. The cloak of secrecy was lifted in the 70s when the Church Committee, a congressional body, conducted an investigation into intelligence abuses. This led to the exposure of MKUltra's unsettling experiments. The ensuing public outcry forced the CIA to promise that such programs would cease. However, the full extent of the program might never be known, as many MKUltra documents were destroyed. From LSD dosing to psychological torture, the extent of MKUltra's activities, revealed in the 1970s, reads like a horror story, underlining the dangers of unchecked governmental power. The Gulf of Tonkin incident, a supposed attack on U.S. naval vessels by North Vietnamese forces in 1964, led to the full-scale American involvement in Vietnam. This event ignited what would become one of the most controversial wars in history. On August 2, 1964, the USS Maddox, an American destroyer, reported being attacked by North Vietnamese vessels in the Gulf of Tonkin. A couple of days later, a second attack was reported, this time involving both the USS Maddox and the USS C. Turner Joy. The U.S. government responded swiftly. President Lyndon B. Johnson ordered retaliatory airstrikes against North Vietnam and urged Congress to pass the Gulf of Tonkin Resolution. This resolution, passed with near-unanimous approval, granted the president the authority to assist any Southeast Asian country whose government was considered to be jeopardized by communist aggression. The resolution effectively bypassed the need for a formal declaration of war, marking the beginning of large-scale U.S. involvement in Vietnam. However, the legitimacy of the second attack in the Gulf of Tonkin, the one that significantly escalated the conflict, has long been disputed. In the heat of the incident, the evidence was sketchy and contradictory. The vessels were operating in the dead of night, under challenging weather conditions, and relying on early and unreliable sonar technology. Years later, declassified documents and insider accounts would reveal that the second attack, the very incident that precipitated a war, likely never happened. Even Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara, a key player in the Johnson administration, admitted in a documentary that the second attack was a mistake. This revelation has led many to question the circumstances that led to the Vietnam War. Was it a genuine mistake, the product of fog of war? Or was it an intentional manipulation, an excuse to enter a war that claimed the lives of over 2 million Vietnamese and 58,000 Americans? Decades later, it was revealed that the second attack never occurred, raising questions about the pretext for war and the manipulation of public sentiment. In 1953, the CIA and MI6 orchestrated a coup to overthrow Iran's democratically elected Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, due to his plans to nationalize the oil industry. This covert operation, known as Operation Ajax, was a calculated maneuver driven by fears of communism and the desire to control the oil reserves of the Middle East. Mossadegh, a proponent of democracy and national sovereignty, was replaced by a monarchy under Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, who ruled with an iron fist but was friendly to Western interests. For years, rumors of foreign involvement in the coup were dismissed as mere conspiracy theories. That is, until declassified documents in the early 21st century confirmed the previously unthinkable. The CIA and MI6 had indeed played a key role in the coup, violating Iran's sovereignty in a Cold War power play. Long dismissed as a conspiracy theory, the operation was eventually acknowledged, highlighting the extent of foreign intervention in sovereign nations' affairs. When Edward Snowden leaked classified documents in 2013, he confirmed what many had long suspected, that governments are conducting widespread surveillance on their own citizens. In the 21st century, our lives have become increasingly digital. We shop online, we communicate online, and we share our lives online. But what if every digital footprint you left was being tracked, traced, and stored? What if every email you sent, every website you visited, every call you made was being monitored? Snowden's revelations suggested that this was not a dystopian fantasy, but a stark reality. He unveiled a network of global surveillance programs run by the National Security Agency, NSA, and its Five Eyes Alliance, with cooperation from telecommunication companies and European governments. These programs, with names like PRISM and EtKeyscore, collected vast amounts of internet and telephone data. They had the capacity to intercept and store personal emails, social media interactions, and even video chats. Snowden's documents suggested that this was happening on an unprecedented scale, with millions of innocent people subjected to surveillance. And what was the justification for this intrusion into our private lives? National security, of course. Governments argued that these programs were necessary tools in the fight against terrorism. They claimed that by monitoring communications, they could identify and prevent potential threats. But these revelations sparked a global debate about privacy and civil liberties. Critics argued that this kind of mass surveillance was a violation of our rights to privacy and freedom of expression. They questioned whether it was ethical or even legal for governments to spy on their own citizens without their knowledge or consent. The public reaction was mixed. Some saw Snowden as a hero, a whistleblower standing up for our rights. Others saw him as a traitor, endangering national security by revealing classified information. Regardless of where you stand, Snowden's revelations changed the world. They forced us to question the balance between privacy and security, between individual rights and collective safety. This revelation reminded us that in the digital age, the line between security and privacy is often blurred, and the truth can sometimes be as unsettling as any conspiracy theory. From the shadows of government surveillance, we move into the realm of media manipulation. This is not a new concept. Propaganda has been a tool used by governments and organizations for centuries to shape public opinion and control narratives. But in the age of digital media, the potential for manipulation has exploded. Consider the term fake news, a phrase that has become all too familiar in recent years. It refers to the deliberate spread of misinformation or hoaxes via traditional news media or social media platforms. These false stories are often sensational, designed to incite strong emotions and spread quickly. They can be used to stoke fear, spread hate, or manipulate public opinion. But it's not just about spreading lies. Sometimes it's about suppressing the truth. This is where the concept of censorship comes in. This can take many forms, from removing or blocking access to certain information, to using algorithms to manipulate what content we see online. The internet was supposed to democratize information, giving everyone equal access to knowledge. But as we've seen, it can also be used as a tool for manipulation and control. Just as with surveillance, the line between protecting society and infringing on individual rights is blurred. And who is behind this manipulation? It could be anyone from governments to corporations to rogue individuals. The truth is often hard to pin down, and in the digital age, it can be even harder to separate fact from fiction. But remember, knowledge is power. By staying informed and questioning what we see and hear, we can help to protect ourselves from manipulation. After all, the truth is out there, but sometimes we have to dig a little deeper to find it. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the shadows of history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content. Stay curious, truth seekers.